Hey guys, welcome back to the channel.
Battle started.
Right, what do we have here today? So we've got a 4 humans versus 4 machines. So if we take a look at the roster, I am doing my typical Armada play, and we've got Yolo up in here, right in the furthest northern position, and we're joined by 2 other comrades. We've got Motanu Yimikrit. Not sure how to pronounce that, so I'm probably butchering it. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe this flag is Romania. Excellent. Right, who we got on the in the most furthest east position? We have Fire Phoenix. So he's a little bit isolated, right? I mean, if you look at the map, you know, most of the squad is kind of condensed down here, so he's a little bit isolated. So this is something that we're gonna have to keep an eye on and make sure he's not in any significant danger, right? I mean, if we look at how the AI have set themselves up, yeah, they're kind of bunched together here. The yellow player is a bit further away, but even then they're a lot more closer, right? They're a lot more closer. I'd imagine, like from here, the central attack will be extremely difficult to hold back for us, right? If they combine their networked brains and made a coordinated attack, a bit like the War of the Worlds, where Ice Cube had to save the planet on his own, yeah, with the help of Amazon Prime drone service. There's me going into a little bit of e-stalling, but I figured, look, once I've gotten past the initial pain point, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna move my commander up because I don't want to give too much ground away to the enemy, because look at that, straight up going in for that harassment. Now, I did learn my lesson from last time, so at least I have put an LLT at the base. I've got 1 tick here, yeah, to go toe-to-toe with this one. Straight up head-to-head. I originally made this tick, so I want to do a bit of scouting. Right? I want to know where they are. And so, you know, it will at least help determine which side of the map is probably a bit more sensible to attack, and which one's going to need a little bit more, you know, defending, bolstering, if any of our guys are going to be in significant trouble or not. I know, you know, green was an early outlier, right? So this is something that we gotta keep in mind. Bring back the HUD. Okay, LRT is up, so I got a little bit of defense now at the front gate of my base. Interesting. So they can still come, you know, up this ramp, go up this way as they're doing, right? Problem is, I've got these windmills lined up, and if they were built, this LLT isn't going to be able to shoot past them. Right now, he ain't too bad. I tried to reclaim this sucker, but he got through. Thankfully, yeah, Motanu. This sounds like a Mortal Kombat name, isn't it? Motanu. Motaro wins. Anomality. It's pretty cool. What's Yolo up to? Wow, so he's going to go into a big boy win farm. Right, big boy win farm. It's doing the right thing, sending out some cons. Yep, cap off all these mexes that you can. I mean, green's gonna have nice amount of mexes. I mean, if we were to just look down this path here, he can take all of these. Maybe even this, if Yolo takes a chunk of these. I mean, my idea was I just wanted to take everything that's gonna be in front of me, right? So Yolo's got a whole chunk on his sort of backline position that he can utilize, and likewise for Moltanu, right? He's got all of these. He's got all these mexes that he can make use of. Getting some lighter units. I mean, I gotta keep pumping units out, I feel, because, you know, if what could I say? At this point, did we know where the enemy was? Yeah and no, right? Getting a little bit more coverage now with the tick going in. Now I can actually see a lab, yeah? I can actually see a lab. It's just the way these guys, like the barbarians, just like spread across the map like a virus. It's just something you got to be cognizant of. So if you're playing in a more front position, you can't sort of rest on your laurels with all of that. So it's something to keep in mind. I still need to move up ahead, right? I still need to move up ahead, but I'm doing it cautiously. Unlike player versus player games, right, where I'll sometimes move my commander ridiculously forward, ignore capping off mexes. I don't really build any LLTs as I march. I just look to try and bring a few units with me, just to grab the ground quick. Problem with playing against barbarians, you can't use that same tactic because their APM is just nuts. It's crazy, right? So you got to move in a more sort of a much more cautious way. Right, what's Motaru? I'm gonna keep mixing up his name between his actual name Motano and Motaru from Mortal Kombat. It is what it is, my friend. I'm really sorry if that bothers you. It's just a cool name. Right, what's Yolo doing? Okay, lots of towers. Now this is gonna be really good in the very early game. Maybe this is a bit overkill, but it will stop any very early skirmishes, right? But eventually, these towers, they will, like, because they're LLTs, right? I mean, I don't know, LHRRT, who cares? They're LLTs, right? They're LLTs, and as soon as the enemy team starts making their versions of missile trucks or rocket bots or anything like that, these are gonna go down super quick, super quick. So this is one of those things, right? That when you're playing the game, you have to make a decision on. If you're playing the back line, where are you gonna put your money? Right, where are you going to put your metal and your energy resources? Are you going to put them in like these tier 1 static defenses where they're going to do really well for you very early on, but they are going to lose their value in the not so distant future? And instead of this, do you pump out units? So look, 70 metal, 70 metal. What can we buy? So goblins, okay, those are structures. Okay, double the cost. Double the cost. You're getting like a pawn or a grunt equivalent. Or maybe that's not. I don't know. Is this the pawn or grunt? Yeah, light plasma. So this must be like the fug or a fud. I don't really know. I don't know too much about causes, but looking at the cost of it, it's cheap. It's 60. It's 60. So these are cheaper than the LLTs, and you can move them around. Well, you build them super quick as well, and move them around. So it's something that you got to really consider and think about, right? And they will still give you value. They will still give you value, especially the thing with units, right? With games like Beyond Reason and stuff. It's not necessarily the strength of that individual unit. It's the strength of that unit in combination with this unit and this unit and this unit with maybe one or two of these units. It's that composition that gives you that strength, right? Strength in attack, of course, but strength in defense as well. With HLTs, they're one-dimensional for the most part. I mean, they can shoot up and take down, a gunship or two, but ultimately, they're one-dimensional, right? So something to really consider. I've been taking a battering here, a real beatdown. So this ain't good. Look, poor guy. Life's been hard on him. It's been difficult. Just walk away, mate. Just walk away. It's not worth it sometimes, right? Wait, where's he going? He's going back for more. He's going back for more. So I've got to try and defend this, right? As much of a loss as it's looking, I've got to try to defend this. Now, me going on, talking about LLTs all this time, in this situation, I have a choice. I've got to build something to push these guys back, yeah? And as a commander, LLTs is what you got. LLTs is what you got. Yolo's coming in for the save, right? And he's taking a bit of a beating too. So we've all felt the power of Skynet. What the hell? Look at that. Oh, one of these. What could they see? Radar. They got radar dots. So that's going to be tough for us to deal with, right? Unless I turn around and say enough's enough, and I send in units to just batch them up. But they're doing well. The com being the com, right? I mean, with the AI being the AI, sending in some units to bother me. Once I defend this section here, these guys are just getting these artillery strikes, no doubt. And the thing with bots, there isn't tier 1 bots, I should say. There isn't anything like these, you know, shell shockers or these Wolverines. Nothing quite like it. But look, I figured I gotta send these in. Because they're not gonna be able to do anything with units being very, very close to them, right? If they turn their tail and run, look, they can't shoot backwards. Yeah, these robots, as smart as they are, they don't know how to build spindles in any of their vehicles, so their heads can only look forward. One day if I had vision of this, I didn't. Otherwise my rocket bots would have taken that LLT out. But now I know it's there, and look, it's shown that actually they haven't really taken the center per se. So there's a bit of hope here. There's room, there's real estate still up for grabs, right? But they've amassed a lot of army. It's good to see Motaro. He's got a bit of a fleet coming up. He's going into tier 2. Okay, nice. I like this. I like seeing this. He's getting his energy converters up. He's gonna need them. I would say, okay, so a couple of things here. Maybe some improvement areas, right? It's very difficult on resource. If you're building units, a tier 2 lab, build power specifically, right? And I'm gonna come back to this, and energy converters, right? And yeah, this is good. I mean, you naturally have a constructor building wind and things like that over there. The reason why this is hard is, you know, what you'd want to do is make a decision. I personally would much rather get my build power up and running to a point. I mean, you're not going to need all of this straight away. Even 2, maybe 3, ideal to get your tier 2 lab up, and then build the rest of your build power. Because otherwise, you're going to stall, as it's happening here. Oh my gosh. They're coming in for attack. They're coming in for attack, and this ain't good. This ain't good. I'll have to get some D guns up in here. I'm gonna have to do it. That was enough. To scare these guys off. See here. Look, I need to at some point. Of course, I need to transition into tier 2, right? And but look, my metal income isn't great. I'm gonna get some reclaim, no problem. But this is what I mean. I make the decision of doing my build power first, and then I will look to go up the tech tree, right? Okay, this isn't as scary as it might seem. I mean, the 2 stouts, right? So it's not going to be that bad. Yeah, the Rocketeer will die. Oh, this ain't good. There's a little bit of a battalion being drawn up here. I'd say, oh, Yellow's going in. Motaro has to defend. Motaro, you gotta do this, mate. Yeah, so okay, the agitator as well being built out, right? That's a lot of spend. That's a lot of spend. So you have to make a decision. You have to, like, you know, say if you're gonna, especially these tier 2 labs, if you're gonna go into tier 2, it's almost like you will have to halt other ideas that you may have, right? So just make sure you've got a decent enough army, which he does have. Motaro's got a good army, right? He's got lots of LLTs. In fact, it might be a good idea, you know, taking the com and just eating up some of these really, really far back ones, right? Just for the time being, it will help get the metal in to get that lab in a position. Oh no, this ain't good. I'm gonna have to go in there. I'm gonna have to get some D guns off, and I die. I didn't go boom because with these evolving comps, these effigies are here, but I resurrect with like 0 health. So yeah, I'm gonna have to be cognizant of that. I'm moving him away because I was like, look, it is what it is. I'll probably have to still go in and D-gun him. I can't just keep him back, right? Can't just keep him back. So it'll put him in a position where he can still get healing from the labs, and I can try to help with building some sort of defense to take this out. But you know, this ain't looking good for the commissioner. The beamer can only do so much. In fact, hang on, I'm getting a call. It's Ice Cube. I've got Ice Cube on the line. You know, he wants to speak about current affairs. Oh, Commander goes down. Yo, Ice Cube, what's up, man? Tell me, you know, what do you want to do? You want to talk about what's in the game, what's happening right now? Okay, do it. God damn, I'm glad y'all set it off. These locations are global response headquarters, and they're taking them out. They're taking them out one by one based on their prioritized destruction of these critical intelligence command centers. Here, let me show you. Here, our most sensitive targets, and they're taking them out one by one. My analysis suggests, oh dear Sheila, that was my Ice Cube impersonation. Clearly spot on. These guys are barbarians. I mean, butchery. I mean, heaven forbid somebody just wants to resurrect a commander, right? Oh, this is bad. They sense blood. They sense blood, and they're coming in, right, for our most critical infrastructure intelligence analysis command centers. Beautifully explained by Ice Cube just a second ago. Yolo's going in. Ooh, it's got to be careful, man. It's got to be careful. I do think, yeah. Legion commanders can D-gun. I think originally they didn't have the D-gun ability. This was ages ago, right? And but they had various different, you know, attacks that they can do. I mean, these are evolving comms anyway in this particular game, right? So the comms commanders are going to be able to do a little bit more than what they normally can. Look at the minimap. The minimap. Goddamn virus. I mean, they're spread out. They're everywhere. I am super surprised that Green, right, Fire Phoenix, he hasn't okay, yeah, I mean they've clearly tried to push, but I'm really surprised. I would have thought he'd be in the most difficult situation because he's so isolated from everyone. But yeah, I mean, looks like the central section is the one that's taking the beats, right? It's taking the beats. These longer range units are gonna be bringing in good value. I mean, they're getting the kills, and they're doing it in a way to, I mean, most importantly, they're keeping these artillery units away, right? They're keeping these artillery units away. Oh, this is just disrespectful. Good. Yo, shout Yolo, man. He's repairing my squad. Right now, my economy is practically dead, right? So the only thing I can really build are pawns to bring in some sort of defense. Motaro, he's going into. I do like this unit. Oh yeah, he's Cortex. Sorry, I thought. Wait, the Legion for a second. Sumo, very good, very good. It's like the baby to the mammoth, right? So that's very good unit. Surprised the AI hasn't started like going in and resurrecting these like crazy, like it normally does. But that's good. It means that there's some resources on the map I can get for myself if I can build myself back up. Bulwark, wow, sweet. This is gonna do really good for Fire Phoenix. This Bulwark should get super value. He's got to be really careful with the commander. I know he's got a shield. He's got a bit of a bubble shield, right? But even then, he's got to be super careful. You have to remember, I mean, tier 1 units, they can bust up commanders with enough of them and a good composition of them. That's the important thing, right? They can really take commanders. Bulls are coming in. Now they're moving up a significant level. One bull isn't going to be too worrying. I mean, there's enough here to take it out. so he's gonna be okay. But if you see one, just know there is gonna be more on the horizon. A lot more are gonna make their way. Sugar. So they're right up on our doorsteps now. I mean, look at their move orders, right? It just seems so random. Fire Phoenix is having to make a little bit of a tactical maneuver. And here's the thing, right? With as good as jammers are, if the enemy gets vision on you, they know that you're there, right? They know that you're there. It leaves an imprint on the mini map. They won't necessarily know that they've destroyed the structure, but they know the structure is there. You know what? This defense has done well. It has really done well. Thankfully, these amputate. What a name, right? But at least it's easy to pronounce, unlike a lot of their unit names. They've really done the job here. They've really done the job here. I feel like the barbarians missed the trick of taking me out, like absolutely killing me. No, I don't know why I've done this. Why did I do this? Like, I've gone straight into tier 2 when I don't even have an economy. I think I felt as though, look, it's everything's at, it's 20 minutes in. It's at a point now where tier 1, especially bots, are gonna be a non-factor in all of this. Right, Yolo's signaled to the squad that he needs a little bit of help. Don't know how much of a help this is gonna be, but I want to do something to back it up. Realize, oof, they've got a lot going on over here. I think it was enough to get their heavier hitting, units away, right? Pawns and grunts, much easier to deal with. Much easier to deal with, especially for like the amount of defenses Yolo has over here. That's gonna be okay. There's a lot of time needed for this thing to come up and running. I mean, I know it's 1 minute 20 seconds, but that's a long 1 minute. That's a long 1 minute and 20 seconds, right? Wow, napalm. Ooh, fiends. Yeah, the pyros of TA. Now this is another negative indication of how well you're doing. When you see these guys, yeah, rock up, and they move really quick. And they even explode a little bit when they die. So, I mean, if the AI moved those pyros into those fiends into my base, they would have done super well, super well. Motaro's making a push. I like this. This is really good. It's really good. Give the enemy something to think about, right? Sometimes the best defense is attack. Right, and he's attacking through a completely different angle than where all the main sort of heebie-jeebie partying, all that good stuff had been happening. Throwing some ticks in there to try and keep these guys busy. Oh, he's moved the units back. I think with the sumos being there, they can do really well against all of this. I mean, okay, they've got a HLT, which is a bot killer, right? But I feel like he's got enough to get a very good, healthy surround, and it wouldn't have taken too long to send that HLT to the Netherrealm. And being Motaro, he should know all about the Netherrealm, man. Okay, lab is done. Lab is done. You notice I'm not making any units straight away, right? I'm still in a difficult situation. I need to rebuild some of these early defenses just so I've got something, right? But the idea is trying to push as much of my resource as possible into these tier 2 mexes before I can even consider trying to build any units out of my tier 2 lab. Yeah, I need to get the economy in a much better situation than where it is today. Beautiful, 7.4 metal coming in already, right? That's making a difference. That's making a difference. Where was that blue laser? Oh, starlight. These LLTs are going to be useless now. But as long as these ticks keep starlight busy, so this is what I've got to keep making these ticks. Got to keep doing it. Got to keep doing it. Balls can tank a very good amount of hits. Nothing like the Tsar, but it's a very good tank. Very good tank. Right, what's Yolo doing? Going into the advanced lab. Good. Good. He knows he's got to get up the tier trees, right? He's got to climb the tech trees to be able to hold, and then eventually, hopefully, be able to mount an attack on the enemy. This is nice. Negotiator. That's going to be good to fight something like this. Now the Zars are coming in. Again, this is telling. I mean, what can we see? If we've got good radar coverage and we know it's just one unit, I would be tempted as the commander. I mean, he's got enough here, right? If he didn't, I'd be tempted as the commander to just roll up in there, right? Tank a few hits, just B-gun this unit. But since this Tsar wreckage is here, this is one of those ones that I would like to resurrect rather than reclaim. If he's got res bots, you'd want to resurrect this one. Yeah, that's especially at this stage of tier 2 play, you want to have something like that there. Yep, those defenses are gone. It was gonna happen. This thing that I started building ages ago, right, is now up and running. It's not gonna get that super value, but it's at least doing something, right? And yeah, again, it's gonna be tough. I've got some hounds now, right? So I would much rather utilize my resource into the units, because look, I can move these hounds in and out of trouble, especially when you see something like that happen. That's a good indicator of can't stay in that one place. Where the hell did he come from? You see that? That's nuts. It felt like it just popped out of nowhere. Oof. That's harsh. I don't know what I can. You know, it's this thing, isn't it? Negotiator, yeah. Unless I can kill it, that negotiator is gonna have a field day. And it is. Look, going after my my critical infrastructure. All right, Yolo's going in for that reclaim. He's got to be really careful. I mean, yeah, look, welders are out. He's got to be really careful here. And even though it's evolving comms, he hasn't got a bubble shield for his one. Guys, if anyone knows how like this evolving comm stuff works, it's like I'm assuming in my head, right, that depends on like how you're playing as your commander. That's how the comm will evolve. So like if you're somebody that's in fights often, do you get the bubble shield, right? And do you get better attacking options like the force lightning and things like that, or is it just completely random? Right, we've got to fix my energy crisis, right? Fusion, gonna have to do it. I can't invest super time and energy right now into wind farming. Right, just gotta try and get a fusion up the best I can. I lost all my BP for the labs, so that's gonna be tough. But what it does mean, because you know build power is non-existent, I can't spend all my metal right away, but it means I'm constant stream of resources are going into the fusion. Fat boy, problem. I believe I would have noticed because my my mouse is there. So what can I do about it? I mean, yeah, look, I felt as though only thing you can really do is degun them. Get that cloak on, yeah, and just go in for that D-gun. Yolo, I feel like he's got the same idea. Yep, super play, super play. Yolo not afraid to get his hands dirty, you know. This is nice. I really like the effects on the cloak. Really like the effects on the cloak there. Now this might have been a miscalculation by me. This might have been a real big miscalculation. Oh, they just got so many of, you know, these high range units now. The Sheldons are up. Gotta throw in these ticks in there, right? Just to keep these guys busy. Gotta do it. We're walking away. We're walking away. Maybe it's not the fact that you only live once. Cloak is still active, but you got to remember that that's taking up pretty much all the energy created by that fusion. Because when you move as a com, I believe it's is it 1,000 energy to move? What's cloaked? So something to keep in mind. Now I was building cloakable fusion reactors because I getting lambasted by the enemy, right? You got a kinds of I had to build resources that I can hide a little bit. God, they're sending in sprinters. But you know what? I'm happy seeing that. I'd much rather try and deal with sprinters than deal with stronger units. Hounds versus hounds. This section of the map is relatively stable. I mean, it looks like all the enemy's forces are bar the east wing, right? These guys are just focusing. So like super down the center, super down the center. They should give Motaru time to eco, right? Which is nice. I think a bit of scouting will be good, just so like if he can see that look, his lane area is there's not too much action going on over there, so he might even with a tier 1 force get some success over there, right? And hamper their ability to grow as quickly and as well as they're doing. Okay, Yolo's building these his regular fusions. I do believe these are the regular fusions. Yes, they are for Legion. This is good. He's got to be cognizant of his energy use as well, because Legion is a very energy intensive faction. This is becoming like a war zone. It has been a war zone for the past like 20 odd minutes, it feels like. Basilic up and running. Yo, this is nice. This is good scaling. Good scaling. And he's got an array of of fusion reactors, right? Which is pretty damn good. Yes, excellent. So I'm guessing he must have he didn't res them. He just built his own. Okay, fair dues. But I really feel like, look, you got super good units here, right? And so yeah, something for the viewers at home watching, and learning for myself as well. When you got this at your doorstep, this close to your regular units, resin costs no metal, just energy. But if you're gonna build that unit from scratch, you're gonna be spending the same energy, and you're gonna have to be spending the metal as well, right? So when they're this close to you, resin, especially if there's Zars, right? Especially if there's Zars, they're really worthwhile. In the later game, probably not in the late game. Just take up the metal instead. You're probably going to get more value in just eating them up. Yo, Yolo's like fortified my base, super well. I'm building up a pulsar now. Again, with these negotiators and that, constantly hitting me, I don't know, but this is like an S tier defense. Yeah, the pulsar. If I have one of these, it's going to give me a lot of courage. Ooh. Interesting. The amount of vision they're going to have now. He must have just touched the windmill. Okay, he's gonna get to a point where these LLTs are gonna. Oh, that is big damage. Chain reaction, done it. Oh no! With that vision on a cloaked unit, they're just gonna take the. Wow, 44 wind turbines. Shout out to Yolo, man. This guy in the games is constantly giving me resources, super good. This thing has got all the vision it's ever needed now. If it wasn't a certainty before, it sure enough is now. They definitely know that where my tier 2 lab is, and Yeah, not great. But this just tanked a shot from an LRPC. Hyuga. I don't think it will take another shot though. One more and that should be all she wrote. Is it? Is it? Is it? Oh, I didn't go for him. Pulsar is up. How many kills it? 12? Right. Not super worth the value, but I mean, maybe it's acting as somewhat of an area denial unit right now, which is good. Spiders, one of my favorite units. One of my favorite units in the game. Right, this thing is just taking forever to build because it was just this one constructor that was working on it. So it is what it is. You know, we gotta make sure that we're getting some BP up now, because otherwise we are just never gonna be in a position where we can get some wins. I'll take a screenshot of that. Perhaps that will become the thumbnail. We shall see. Wow, when I say that, look at this from the other angle. All right, Motaru, he's now getting a yeah, this ain't gonna be great. I mean, his army was tier 1 for a significant amount of time, right? So, you know, it was only a matter of time when the AI starts focusing on his side of the map. It was gonna be a problem. It was gonna be a problem. So this is the thing, like what I mean about, like, you know, it's the units. The units are the key, right? The units are most certainly the key. This is not. I don't recommend this. I don't want to be like hypercritical or nothing, but I really don't recommend this. I mean, at this stage in the game, right? We're almost like 30 minutes in. Yeah, 35 minutes in. These units are useless now. I mean, they're really useless. The tier 1 labs aren't necessarily useless because, you know, you can get grave robbers. I wouldn't be bothering with this. Why? You know, tier 1 cons. I mean, he may not have realized that these were on repeat. You know, yeah. I just wouldn't bother. If you're going to utilize these tier 1 labs at this stage of the game, just throw in the grunts. Throw in the grunts and have a bunch of these grave robbers ready to reclaim and resurrect and repair. Yeah. Otherwise, like these, they're just there to die, right? They're just there to die. I mean, they don't have the range, they don't have the armor, they certainly don't have the firepower for this type of war right now, right? They don't have it. One Tsar will take all of this out happily, because the economy is looking to get nice and big. So it's one of those things. If he can get these aphises up, right, he should be in a position where he can get into tier 3 nicely. As long as he can make that decision to move away from creating these types of units, you know, don't invest so much in these types of units now at this point. Oof. You know what I'm saying? Look, as catapults coming in, I mean, what hope in hell do these units have? Let's be real. It's a massacre. It's a massacre, and I mean, in some ways, because they're getting busted up so badly, they're not really leaving a wreckage. So ironically, it's not becoming a feed for the enemy, but it's a waste of resource. I mean, you know, the grunt spamming it'd be better in a lot of ways, because at least, you know, they're quick, they're not taking up too much resource, they're faster, they can get in and around, you know, in around all these units. Oh boy. I mean, super heavy. Super heavy. This basilic will go down. If these guys move up closer, this will go down. It doesn't have the rate of fire needed to be able to take you know, all of these guys out. No way. Sheldon, may seem like a good idea, but where are they spawning from? You guys did see that, right? I mean, how is that possible? I don't understand. Is that part of the evolving comms? I mean, look, you see what I mean? Like, they just popped out of nowhere again. All right, yeah, Sheldon's. I mean, if you're gonna do it, you gotta keep them somewhere up here, right? You want to utilize the height, the higher ground advantage, because you just send them in. They're so like they're one of the weaker tier 2 bots in terms of armor. These things, these like mammoths, they're just gonna bust them up, yeah, eviscerate them happily. At this point, okay, the enemy move even ready, but at this point, it might be an idea to take a break from, like, once this Aphis is done, take a break from it and just build a tier 3 lab, because he actually does have a really healthy economy, where he can build a tier 3 lab and get some tier 3s out there, right? It's not like he won't be able to like spam jugs in like 10 seconds or nothing like that, but he can get some demons. He can get some demons out, right? Go in there and just burn these guys. He can spam demons with the with like 5 Aphises and these many AG converters. You can spam demons. Something to consider. Yolo getting big. Yolo getting big as well. Advanced fusions for legions looks good. I like the design. I really like the design. So that's nice to see. Let's flip that around. Looks like green has indeed gone into the experimental gantry. Excellent. So what's he building up? Let's have a look. He's got catapults. Yeah, I don't mind that. A juggernaut is out. Nice. Okay. Excellent. I would probably demon spam just to wipe, like, because they move so quick, right? And they got such high like damage per second. They will burn all of this, and you could spam them out quick, right? You can really get them out quickly. Guys, unpopular opinion, right? With all like the sleek designs of like the Legion units and things like that, right? I'm not a big fan of the way. Ooh, that's loud. I'm not a big fan of the way the Jug looks. I'm not saying it's a bad unit. I'm just saying that the Titan and the Soul Invictus, their designs look so much more imaginative and creative than the Jug. I know, definitely, look, I know it's based off the Krogoth, right, from TA, but the Krogoth in TA, if you look at any of like their promotional pictures, like online, it looks scary. Like its head and things like that, it looked menacing. The Krogoth, like it was just a scary unit. The Jug looks too much like a toy, and that's my problem with it. It looks too much like a plastic toy, like a Lego toy or something like that. Whereas the Titan actually looks like a machine. Right, and the Soul Invictus looks fantastic. This one just looks too much like a yeah, a bit too much like Mega Blocks or Lego or something. I really wish the Juggernaut has a design upgrade. If anyone knows if the devs are thinking about upgrading its design, yo, let me know. Drop it in the comments, right? Let the community know, because I'd love to hear it. Because I feel like the flagship units, right? The Titan, the Soul, the Jugs, they should look special. They should look special, and they should have an aura of fear amongst them. The Jug, yeah, when you hear that laser sound, right, you know there's beef. You know there's gonna be heavy gun coming, right? Doomsday is arriving, but it just don't look scary. Like, I look at it and I think it's a toy, and I think it should try to have the aura that it had in Total Annihilation, where when you saw it, it was just so scary. Like that thing, marching towards your base. It was like, what do you have to take it out? And like the pulsar, the annihilator of its time, it used to be wrapped up in a box, and it used to take like 5 years for it to come out of its box and shoot. And by that time, you're just seeing this juggernaut, and it looks scary. I mean, sorry, the Krogoth, and it looks scary, yeah. Or Krogoth, however you pronounce it, just marching at you. So yeah, I don't really like the way a juggernaut looks in Beyond All Reason. I feel like it deserves an update to its looks, and I really hope there's one in the pipeline coming. But that's a nice death. Fun fact, if you self-D a jug, it does not leave a wreckage behind. It's worth an idea having some res spots not too crazy far from a jug, just so you could just reclaim it. I wouldn't try and bother resing a jug, especially in the enemy lines. Just reclaim it. It'll take too long. It will take too long. It will take like 5 business days for that jug to be reclaimed. What's the commissioner doing? I am struggling to really get into a position where I can effectively make an impact on the game. My economy appalling. You know, you should be well in the 100 metal a second range at this stage in the game, right? But I'm not. Tried to get a bit clever with sending in those spiders, didn't work. Well, I'm trying to mass at least some sort of army. I can't go head on. I don't have what it takes. Ooh, LRPC strike. Ah, oh, beautiful scouting. They've got vision on practically everything. Jug's coming in. He's gonna have to go for that D gun. Is it gonna be a beautiful shot? 3-star general, specialized in frontline warfare. Yeah. Do I have anything? I ain't got nothing, mate. Defensive specialist that shares experience with turrets. Ah, that's lame. That is so lame. Where's Yolo? Yolo, where you at, man? I wanna know what you got. Yo, there is. Let's see what he's got. Legion Commander and Mobile Rapid Assault Factory. Alright. Oh, so he can make units. That's where these flipping things are coming from. Interesting. Fire Phoenix. Specializes in frontline warfare. Alright. So maybe he is. I didn't feel like I was making crazy amounts of defensive turrets with my com. To get that. Or maybe, I don't know, because he's resurrected. Maybe the old experience went away with it. This pulsar is just putting in the work, right? Putting in the work. Got a rattlesnake as well. Sweet. Beautiful. Mad kill. Now that, folks, is friendly fire from these catapults. Why? Because these ticks, the super tier, the tier 4 unit of Beyond All Reason, is going in, and it's doing what I could not do with my units, and that's clearing the path. Okay, shield. Was that a shield? Yep, bubble shield. Good. But these shots will deflect. So if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna have shields in the front lines, you're gonna have to cover your other structures of your base with it. I'm gonna have to get more BP eventually, right? Starting off the lab. I did try to build some defensive turrets here. So I've got a pit bull at the very least, but there's limited amounts of things that I can really do to help over there. I'm gonna try and drop that down a little bit on the sound. It's getting really loud on my headphones. Right, going into some tier 2 energy converters, right? That's gonna be really good. Look, my metal incomes is super good because I don't have build power to really put it into anything special. Right, what can I see? Them having map controls are given. Look, I saw the big homie making a push, right? Now I can see, okay, nice, he's going down the west wing. So this is where I want to send my spiders. want to utilize their all-terrain capabilities, so I don't have to worry about them having to go down a path to get up here. No, they should be able to just climb up, providing they don't die like ridiculously along the way, which it looks like it's happening. It looks like they're getting like splattered. They're getting splattered immediately, which ain't good. Which ain't good. But Motaro's LRPC should be getting some vision now. Oh, I would not do this. I would not keep these in a stationary spot. That's you're just asking to die, because you know they're gonna have static defenses. They're gonna have airplay like gunships, bombers, especially bombers. They're just gonna come and just bomb you. So yeah, you if you're gonna go into enemy lines, you wanna stay on your toes. Oof. Okay, intercepted. I don't know if that was them or us firing off that nuke. Okay, he's moving them back. Moving them back. I would commit them forward, I'd be honest. Cause there's a chunk of tier 1s, right? You start moving them back, they're just gonna die to the gunships. So you're gonna lose them anyway. You might as well move forward and see if you can, you know, you might bump into an advanced fusion reactor. You take that thing out, that's gonna be a big hit. Big hit. Yeah, look, I wouldn't stop to try and fight this thing. There's no point. Like none of these units are great at hitting the air, right? So I wouldn't waste time trying to fight it. I would just move forward. I would just move forward. Yeah, I would. I mean, okay, looks like he's oh, that's the enemy. Yeah, I'd just move forward, man. I believe this is my first tier 3 unit of getting some BP up. So you can see now I'm actually spending the money that I have. There's nothing quite like the feeling of building your first tier 3 unit, you know. Seeing that pop out of the lab. Yo, shout out to big up Yolo, man. I was thinking for a second there, hang on a minute. How's my energy looking so good when I've only got these 3? Right? And that's because Yolo came in with the clutch. Right, excellent. Shout out to Yolo for being an absolute superstar there. Interceptors going in, so they wanted to flip in. They wanted to send us to the Stone Age, these guys. Yeah, nice. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. This is what I'm saying. Look, move them in. You find one of these advanced, you know, fusion reactors, you're gonna get some hurt on the enemy. That these Shivas, they're gonna take down these normal fusion. Easy. Just keep moving them. Don't leave them in one spot, right? That's the learnings that we can take from this, right? That's the learning. If you want to split them off, I like that. Like if you took, I don't know, two of these, move them just down here, whatever, and the rest of them they go through the normal path, the main path, if you want to call it that. The main path. Cool, why not? Yeah, excellent, sweet. This is nice. As long as you keep them moving, you are going to get value. There will be value. Oh no, D-Gun is lined up. Is he gonna fire it off? He's not actually. He's just doing that Cyclops thing. Wow, that Cyclops laser must have been ridiculously strong. But excellent. I mean, we've pretty much cleared that out. I've sent in what I was able to build out of my my tier 3 factory, right? I wanted to originally help the push, but I was too slow. I didn't react quick enough. But look, I've got 1 or 2 razors more coming out the lab, right? Where are these guys going? I didn't want to go for the golden path, the main path. I just felt as though it's still going to be like heavily defended, especially after the attack that Motaro did, right? It's going to be heavily defended, so I didn't want to take that risk. I want to try and get damage in as much as possible, right? And this is going to be nice and easy. Came across the LRPC. Want to get rid of that? Good. That's going to be a bane of our lives taken care of. There's no way around the back here, so I'm gonna just take these guys, go in here. Wasn't counting on one of these things being here. I did think, you know, there'll be LLTs and things like that, which would be nice and easy to take care of. But bulwark problem. Bulwark is a good defense against razors, right? Especially when there aren't too many razors like these two. The bulwark is going to be able to take care of that. I'm hearing nuclear launches. What's going on? What's going on? Where's that coming from? I can't see. Okay, it was the enemy doing it. I can see the interceptor. I can see the interceptor coming out. So this section here look nice and clean now. Nice and clean. But they want to take revenge. They're sending a jug. Yo, what the hell? Inferno. Long range burst fire napalm artillery vehicle. That's nice. Shivas versus jugs. I do think a jug can take down this many Shivas on its own. I do believe. Wow, they're even sending in bombers. Every little helps, right? Oh yeah, nice. Nice. Very, very good. Very, very good. Jugs can take a punishment, right? Thankfully, the calamity being there, right? That's gonna really, really help. Boom. Shivas, they need some repair work, no doubt. Okay, Yolo looking to push the Sheldon ball back, which is really, really nice. It's good to see. With all these jugs, I think I went into a little bit too much paranoia here, so I was, you know, spamming out these pulsars. Oh, that is always hard to see, you know. And it's this. It's got all the vision it needs. Like yeah, it's got all my labs. It's got all my labs. It knows exactly where to shoot. It knows exactly where to shoot. That's harsh. Why was I doing this? I mean, this is clearly a you know, a labor force, right? Oh, I know why. Because I needed to get into an AFES economy, and the thing is, I can't. There's not enough land for me to like make crazy amounts of nanos and try and build them. Instead, I need a mobile workforce, and these guys are going to be it. They're going to be it. Fire Phoenix, this one jug, kind of working as an area denial tool, doing very, very good. Ooh, sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. These guys are coming in. He's got to be careful, man. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Behemoth. That's a game changer. Can he see these units? He hasn't. Oh, this is the problem, right? No radar. No radar. So he's not even picking up that the you know, and that's the thing, right? It's very easy to neglect radar at the late game, but you gotta have it. You gotta have it, even if you just snuck it. Like, okay, we blocked off by the mountain, but it's something at least, right? If there's a way, like if there's a way to kind of get it up there somewhere, super, super good. All right, this jug being there is gonna be a game changer. Force coming in. He wants to fight. The jug should take care of that 4 quite easily, actually. The 4 cannot EMP the jug neither. Jugs are immune. Good. He repelled the push. Where is my Commandor. Yeah, I don't like the idea of being a defensive turret specialist, you know? It just feels wrong on so many levels. But one of the other things, and I know Winter Gaming mentions it as well, right? The effects of the bubble shield, that's another one of those things where I hope that there will be a different effect. A different effect because it looks hazy, right? And bar's a really pretty game. And it kind of it looks a little bit out of place. So maybe just a different effect. In fact, a bit like, you know, not exactly like this. Being a Halo fan, and the fact that I keep calling it a bubble shield, I would like it to look, if not just like, at least as close to the bubble shield in Halo 3. The one from Halo 3. That is something that I think would look epic. That is something that I think would look really nice. And, you know, it won't be like out of the ordinary for the aesthetics of bar. Oof. Going off. Going off. You know, I do like the way this kind of looks a little bit. Is it possible to it's not a clean picture, right? So yeah, the bubble shields kind of make it a bit too hazy. It is what it is. I was hoping to get like a nice nice screenshot for the thumbnail there. Now we got to really think of a way to win this. And it looks like Fire Phoenix has done the thinking already. He's done the thinking. He's done the thinking. Sugar, Yolo's been getting up in there. He's been getting up in there. I would really... Has he got an experimental? I'd love to see an experimental gantry, if he hasn't built one already. Because with this much economy, you can definitely, you know, get it and spam out Stolen Victuses. Oh, he's going for 2. A second Calamity. I still feel like the demons, these. Don't sleep on demons, guys. For you Cortex players, yeah? Don't sleep on the effectiveness of demons. I really feel it's one of the most undervalued unit, but it packs such a punch. And you can spam them, you know? You could spam them. You could kind of treat them like an Armada unit in some ways, right? You're just able to spam those guys. How many of these? How many of these? Press the Q key. 160. I think, yeah, 200 is what I normally go for, so that's probably what I'm after. Oh, nuclear bomber coming in. But we've got some screamers. We've got some of those long range anti-air, so that's really good. Shout out Yolo. He actually built a bubble shield because of my neglect, right? And he's building another one. He's building more. Going in for that super defense. Really nice. Really nice. Oh my god, look at all these constructors. Damn, man. Damn, son. He's just spamming calamities now. But again, like, you gotta be careful with this. Because these calamities are not too far from each other. There's loads, right? I mean, I would personally, I'll put that resource into another gantry, right? All right, nice. Okay, beautiful. He's doing it. He's doing it. He's doing it. Great minds think alike. You know, have one gantry make your heavy hitting units like your jugs and your behemoths, right? And have the other gantry make your spam type of units, like your lighter units. And I really think the demons, they get slept on. They get slept on. God, there's warping happening over here. Interesting. Yeah, the thing with calamities and like Ragnaroks and that, you gotta be you gotta know like there's gonna be friendly fire happening, right? It's gonna be friendly fire happening. It might be worth like taking some of these and just forcing them to just shoot in, like even if you can't see, just do like an area attack. Okay. Yeah, just do like an area attack and just have it just shoot in that sort of perimeter. Finally, some significant movement. How quickly can we get this lab up? Come on, donut. Special donut. Not as quick, but that's because there's no metal coming in, right? Look how much metal, about 2,000 metal is being spent, right? That's mad. Just goes to show how bad my economy was, and my recovery from that early onslaught has not really been there. I mean, it's really Yolo that's kind of kept me in the fight, but and that's been through various stages. That's from like defending my base when it was under attack, bringing my commander from the depths of the Netherrealm, right? Giving me economy like the windmills and then the fusion reactors, building out these bubble shields to protect my base. He's been literally like carrying me on his back. I'm building out these LRPCs, and they're taking a fair chunk of resources for me as well. Now there might already be pinpointers that the team has built, but I'm building 3 of them anyway, just to try and get the maximum accuracy that we can, especially with these many LRP shots. Ooh, that was a big boom. That must have been a jug. LRP shots, right? I want to make sure that they count. I'm sending the razors in there. Gotta be careful. Gotta avoid these plasma rounds coming in. I don't think the razors are gonna live. This is too much. At least the 4 goes down, but not getting the impact that I wanted. Ooh, damn that calamity! Those damn rounds. Do you know what? At least they got vision in. If nothing else, he gave those LRPCs mad vision. Mad vision. Yeah, sweet. That was worth it. Do you know what? The fact that the calamity was, or the calamities, was able to shoot down rain hell. That was nice. That was nice. Sweet. Oh, the anti-nuke just did not cover off that section. Damn, man. Look at the flipping firepower. Wow. Just goes to show the LOL cannons, they can really clear house. Really clear house. Right, what's that's going on? Now this is what I mean about a mobile labor force, right? Look how quickly I can get these APHIS up, right? Okay, that wasn't a great example because I kind of clicked on it whilst it was already in build, right? It was a work in progress already. But now, if we were to look at my my economy, looking healthier. All right, a 25-second APHIS. A 25-second APHIS. Now I feel like I'm in a position where, as long as I can continue this level of build, I'm gonna be back in the fight properly, right? If I can get this level of build, get this energy, and be able to convert it into metal, right, and get some of these units out the door, I'm gonna be in a good place. But also, like, I mean, the amount of fusions Yolo has. Oh, nuclear bomber! Damn! No anti in the back. Damn! Well, he's done some big damage, you know. But then again, he got the windmills. He got the windmills, and not the. If he nuked one of these advanced fusions, it's game over. It's game over. Oh, they tanked a shot. Wow, that was so dangerous. Mega Wolf. Oh, he's going for a nuke run. I caught all the interceptors and I missed the good stuff. I am a big fan of overwhelming anti-nukes. I am certainly a big fan of that. BMF's going in. These are gonna do it. That's what I mean, man. You know, you put the resources into units. Yeah, they're gonna win you the game. They're gonna win you the game. These BMFs and this jug, they're gonna do it all. I can't miss out on a party. So I'm going in. I'm going in. I'll probably be late to the game, but I'm going in. Yeah, now look, I mean, I'm straight up on a spam thing now. I mean, with the resources I have, I could just dedicate them, just pump out these units, right? Yeah, 20 odd second Titan, and not bad, not bad. Calamity is putting in the work. These behemoths, so tough. I'm more frightened of a behemoth than I am of a juggernaut. Destroyed. Big kill. Good scout. Omega Wolf, I believe, is the last of his kind. The last bastion of all of this. If that much anti-nuke's coming out, that can only mean... Oh, it would have been sick if you spread those out. You know, press attack, hold shift, you know, and right click drag. Beautiful. Unusual emphasis. He's gonna get battered. He's gonna get absolutely nuked. He's gonna get melted by these razors.
Commander destroyed.
Yep. As he should. Nukes are going in. That just looks nuts. But yeah, I love to see those nukes spread out though, because otherwise they just like overkill one spot, right? Spread out those bad boys and get the maximum value. He's got to be a little bit worried. I mean, these calamities have saved the day. Super good. At least I got a Titan onto the battlefield, right? Razor is there. Okay, this has got to be the kill. He's moving his units back. But as you can see, death is coming for him. Death is arriving. Is it going to be the grunts that kill this guy? Oh, those calamity plasma rounds. That's devastating. He's tanking him though. Nice. Nice. Fire and brimstones.
Battle ended.
Shout out to Motaru, man. Shout out to Motaru. Shout out to Yolo. Shout out to the Fire Phoenix. I mean, he brought the he certainly brought the flame, right? Right. Excellent. Everyone's name is in lights. Let's have a quick look at the graph. And guys, look, you know, if you're liking the content, if you're enjoying it, please consider dropping a sub. I think when I look at the stats, right, it says about 80, like slightly over 80% of those of you who watch my videos aren't subscribers, and I'd love to change that, right? So yeah, if you fancy helping out and supporting a fledgling YouTuber like myself, drop a sub, drop a like, and yeah, that's all I ask. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this match, and yeah, I shall catch you in the next one. Peace.